We believe that our female football players do exactly the same work as our male football players. Why would you invest more in your son than you would your daughter? We want to be sort of at the forefront of pushing the game into the right direction. There are always going to be one or two that kind of question it from a sense of, sustainability, and also will it affect the men's side? And the board took a decision that it wouldn't affect the men's playing budget, and this was incremental money coming into the club to be able to do this.
It's very important for women as a whole to raise the issue of pay inequality. I think it's a massive step in the women's game. There's not been an investment in women's football. There's been masses and masses of money being thrown at the men's game, so they are going to be better. Whereas for the girls, it's a hobby, it's a part-time thing that they have to fit in around everything else.
Few of the directors sort of sat down with the men's team and basically told us what was going to be happening with the equal pay and what their ambition and what their drive was for this. Overall, I think most of the team pretty much agreed that it was a good idea, and that we as a club and a community, because it is a community club, would get behind it. Some players may have been questioning, what type of effect is it going to have on us? Which a lot of people may have that concern, but from non-league to professional, it should be equal, and that's pretty much the end of the discussion.
Had we have won the competition, the chat around the women's football would have been much more than what it is. But the viewing figures for our semi-final were the biggest that they've seen in a women's game. I think it was at 3.6 million or something like so. They're talking about kettles being switched on at half-time, and they've never spoken about that, in the women's game before.
High levels of football, the men's game gets subscriptions amongst Sky and BT in the way that the women's game hasn't yet. So if the men are bringing the money to the game, it's only fair that they absorb the majority of that purse. What would be your response to that argument?
The women don't have equal footing, they don't have equal media coverage, they don't have equal, I suppose, facilities as such. So until you see that happening and that pan out, you can't say that there isn't an audience for it.
They should start to have conversation in board meetings about sharing resources. So things like medical, things like playing on the main pitch, because equally there's probably half the population on this planet are female. And maybe a bit more, yeah. So it would be crazy for boards not to seriously think about this for the future.
I can't see that we'll ever be able to close that gap. The money that's being thrown around in men's football is just, it's ridiculous numbers. All we want is for women to be able to have a decent career out of playing football and not have to subsidise their career with another part-time job or coaching as well. We train as hard, we have to commit so much of our free time to do this, and the commitment levels that are required to play at this level and above are massive, and just any help that we can get to improve the way we can train and play is just fantastic.